All right. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Now, I'm going to give you a perspective that I don't think you can see. That is why, guys, in most cases, when I speak about a story, I speak about everything else. When it comes to reading, it's very important for us to look at the context of what actually is reported. Because when people report and write articles, they write articles based on what is already there, maybe based on what we already know. All right? And some people, they write articles based on that. Now, we are going to take a listen to this, and I really don't know what actually happened, guys. Let's try and put out the dots. Let's just put out the dots and let's just try to connect things here with the little that we have, okay? Now, I'm going to use his video, Mr. Mabaso, and then I'm going just to talk based on that. And then I want to show you something, okay? That's why I want people, when they think about things, don't be biased, don't be whatever, okay? Just think about things out of the box and don't look at things based on, yeah, he's a politician, yeah, Madlanga Commission, whatever. Let's just look at what happened and the stories and everything, right? And then I'm going to show you something. Something. Yeah, let's get into it. Hope you enjoy.
It happened to Nathi Mthethwa in France. Because according to the reports and this article, it says that South Africa mourns the tragic loss of Nathi Mthethwa, the country's ambassador to France, whose body was found outside a hotel under circumstances that remain under investigation. The Department of International Relations confirmed the news on Tuesday afternoon, stating that French authorities are probing the events leading up to his death. Mthethwa, aged 58, was discovered at the foot of the Hyatt Regency Hotel in Western Paris, reportedly having fallen from the 22nd floor. According to multiple media reports, including...
So you can see there, guys, they say Mthethwa, age 58, was discovered, right? We are reading things slowly, and we are reading sentence by sentence. Aged 58 was discovered at the foot of the Hyatt Regency Hotel in Western Paris, reportedly having fallen from the second floor, right? Having fallen from the second floor. There is no clarity in terms of what happened, in terms of the falling. Could be suicide, could be somebody pushed, it could be whatever. But anyway, let's continue a bit.
The Mirror UK, Mthethwa had been reported missing before his body was found. Like, this is where I actually do not get it. Because how did Nathi Mthethwa fall from the 22nd floor? Because I've seen some people and I've heard some experts actually making an argument that an apartment so high, you cannot even open some of the windows there. So how is it possible that Mr. Mthethwa managed to open those windows and fallen? Are these people actually insinuating that Nathi Mthethwa committed a suicide? Because if Nathi Mthethwa committed a suicide, they should have been clear with the people of this country instead of saying he has fallen from the 22nd floor. Because now people will say that, look at South African enemies. Who are South African enemies? Who could have possibly done this? No, Nathi Mthethwa was actually killed. This is what people are saying. And these are the consequences of these people not being straightforward with South Africans. If Mr. Nathi Mthethwa actually committed a suicide, they should have been clear that he committed a suicide. And this line over here, it says that according to multiple media reports, including the Mirror UK, Mthethwa had been reported missing before his body was found. Where was the ambassador? How is it possible that the whole ambassador was missing? Because the whereabouts of this person, they should be known at all times. And why was it not reported that the ambassador was missing in France? Because if the ambassador was missing in France, then a day or 2 days later, his body was found at the hotel. And it has been reported that He has fallen from the 22nd floor. This whole thing is giving people an idea that Mr. Nathi Mthethwa was kidnapped and he was killed. This is how people are viewing this thing. This is how people are.
Yeah, you see, that is where I want to come in, right? Now, this is the thing, and I can hear Mr. Mabaso because he's complaining about the article, because the article is making things like to be vague, like it's giving you an opportunity to make your own stories and your own theories, you know, conspiracy theories and stuff like that, because of it's not as clear as it should be, which according to me, of course, I can understand, because these people are newsrooms, and they are news media, whatever they have to print the story, whatever information they've got. Sometimes they just put it in there, and then so that at least they are the first ones to publish the story. You remember, you see, sometimes ago when I used to watch soapies, sometimes I would hear when an actor, not an actor, but somebody will be talking about their newsroom to say, yeah, we have to be the first one to publish the story, you see. So I think sometimes that's where these media places, they fall into trap, because they just report whatever and anything. Now, me as a person who is reading, it's very important to look at the article, whatever that you are reading, even those who read the Bible, you read it in context. That means you look at the above sentences, whatever that they've said above, and also and everything like that, right? Now, this is what I am seeing here, right? I'm not going to talk about the whether pushed, whether it was whatever, whether suicide, no. Let's talk about the missing part, right? It says, according to multiple media reports, including the Mirror, UK Mthethwa had been reported missing before his body was found. Now, there are two things that I'm thinking, okay? One, could it be that Mr. Mthethwa got missing? Let's just make an example and say a month ago or 3 weeks ago, right? He's been missing. And then it was not reported that he was missing. Reported to the media, no, not to the media, reported to the South African government and everything. In those weeks, if, listen, if, that's a big if he got missing for that long, okay, then I will have a problem with the government of France. I will have a problem with those who are supposed to take care of him. I will have a problem with the people that are involved in the ambassador thing and everything without reporting. Now, I will have a problem with that, obviously. Mostly the French government, okay? But you've got another side, though, which says to me, what if where they are writing there, when they say had been reported missing before his body was missing, could it be that when he went to the hotel, he was not missing? They knew where he was, they knew where he went, which hotel and everything. But when he got there, then let's use maybe, for example, suicide, then he jumps off and then boom, down. Now, we don't know where he was in terms of the location after he went down. He might be somewhere hiding, no one could see him and everything. That is the chance also. And then they started to call him, perhaps. I'm just bringing you some things that you can think about. They started to call, they started to say, where is he? They started to knock, nothing. Then they had to maybe break the door. And maybe, just maybe, they started to see the window is broken, and then where is he? Okay? Or Mr. Mthethwa could have went to the hotel without informing anyone, because you remember that these guys, they are in authority. If they want, they can say, I'm going into the hotel, you guys, my security, whatever, you can go and have some lunch, you can go and have whatever. And then he goes into the hotel, I will be okay, and then I will call you if I need anything, or if I'm in trouble, or if I'm in danger. And then he goes into the hotel, and then for some reason, and then boom, right? Those guys maybe on the other side, they are busy drinking, doing their own things, eating, not drinking alcohol, but eating and stuff like that, and all of that, right? And then they think that the guy is still there, is still doing his things and everything like that and whatever, right? but they were not aware that it was actually he was gone. Okay, perhaps I'm just thinking. Okay, now I don't. You see, guys, that is why this thing is so confusing. And unfortunately, people who are writing articles, people who are doing the news, they have to report whatever that they get. You know, I'm thinking that maybe the missing party, they have put it there. It was it was after he is missing because he has went through the window. You see, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, maybe after he has went through the window, he went down. They never thought that he would do that. Obviously, he's an ambassador. You are not thinking that he will do that. You are not thinking that somebody will come and push him if that is the case, okay? And all of that, right? Now, obviously, everyone thinks that everything is normal, everything is okay. And then maybe they try to call him, they don't find him, they try to do that, they start looking and blah, 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 blah. And then maybe after some time, they report in now. They're saying, hey, we don't find Mr. Mthethwa. Yeah, maybe they don't even think of looking at the window. I don't know if they went to the hotel. It's just a mess, you know. That's why, guys, some people, they might be even thinking, is he really, you know, that's what I'm thinking. Is he really like gone? And that is just people and their conspiracy theories. We don't know. Okay, I don't know. And I was listening actually to one of the videos on YouTube where you were talking about Mthethwa, where he went and where he studied, and his wife, you know, going to France, learning to France, getting studies there, and blah, 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 blah. Chances are maybe they want to stay in France. I don't know, man. I'm just saying. I'm not saying anything. Anyway, that's what I wanted to bring, guys, to you on the missing part. On the missing part, I don't want to judge people and say, why did you say missing and why did the French did the report? Because we don't know whether it talks about when after he has lost his life and then they started to look for him, then they reported. I don't know. That's why I said, if it was long, then I have a problem with French government.
This thing. His wife alerted the French report after receiving a distressing message from him the previous evening. This prompted an urgent search operation which included searches of wooded areas near the boys and the Bologna, I don't know how to pronounce this name, in the 16th arrondissement supported by the police dog unit. So this guy also sent his wife a distressing message. He sent his wife a distressing message from the previous evening. So now we are waiting for the content of these messages that Nathi Mthethwa has actually sent to the wife. We need to know what is it exactly that Nathi Mthethwa said to his wife.
That will tell us.
Because this whole thing, it sounds like Nathi Mthethwa was under some sort of a pressure. And it sounds like Nathi Mthethwa was kidnapped, and it sounds like Nathi Mthethwa was killed. And we are not saying this is what happened, but this is what it sounds like. This is what it sounds like, because when you look at somebody like Nathi Mthethwa, why would Nathi Mthethwa jump from the 22nd floor? This guy had the privileges, he had everything that he has ever wanted in life. What would actually prompt this guy to jump from the 22nd floor? Am I making any sense, guys? Or
all right, now distressing messages. Okay, I agree with Mr. Mavas, right? To say, like, now I'm thinking, guys, I'm one person who likes to think broadly. I don't just think because I like a person, because I hate a person, and then my thinking just ends there. I look at it broadly, right? Distressing message, it could be, for example, for me, I believe it could be, now it could be, I am in danger, or hey mama ngisengozini yazi, and angazi ukuthi ngisafe na, kungaba message onjalo. Another message which can be related, or which can relate to, maybe let's say it's a suicide. It could be a message which says, you know, hey, I'm very tired, you know, I no longer don't want to live anymore. You know, I think it's over for me. You know, I think whatever, and then suicide. You know? But I'm not going to say, guys, all you need to understand is that everyone in the media, whether you are on TV, whether you are on YouTube, whether you are on whatever. On YouTube, basically, they take whatever that it's said also on TV, whatever it's said on articles, okay? There is no one, even on articles, they don't have the full story because the investigation is still going. You see, that is why then I said on the top part to say the missing part, maybe it started to happen or they started to report that missing part because of the message, because they were not aware that he was missing. You know, after the message, then after the wife reports to the police, then the search begins, which leads to the reporting of the missing, which I believe at the time he was maybe, you know, I don't know, maybe he was gone at the time. And maybe when, oh, there you go. Chances are, yo guys, this is so, it makes you to think a lot of things, you know, because if you read an article, then you I don't know whether you become clearer or no, not clearer, but there are some things that come into your mind, okay? If it says, according to his wife alerted French police after receiving a distressing from him the previous evening. Now, the lady or the wife received the message the previous evening, right? This prompted an agent operation. That will mean the wife, when he receives the message, there are two things that I'm thinking about. It could be it was Mr. Mthethwa who sent the message to her, maybe venting to her, or maybe outpouring her his heart out. Maybe maybe he was like, I'm tired, you know. I mean, I don't want to live anymore, or whatever. And then obviously you are thinking of suicide. It could be a message which says, I am in danger. Hey, there are people who are following me. Blah 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 blah. I'm trying to hide. I'm trying to run away. And then that is why then the prompting of the agent search begins, because they are trying to look for him. After the police, they got the message, they tried to look for him because maybe he's in danger, maybe the wife was scared that he's going to commit suicide, whatever. Then they started to search, right? Which I think it will make sense actually, if you ask me, okay? And then which included searches of wooden areas. You see now, wooden areas, right? Near the what 1600, supported by police dog units. You see now, that means it could be immediately when they started to search, the guy was already down, was already gone. Okay? And then when they started to search, obviously at that time, you know, like that's why the missing part there, it comes in. That's why you need to look at the context sometimes. It's very important. I'm just saying, okay? Now the distressing part of this thing, guys, it's I think the best thing we can do at the moment is just to wait until, you know, until we see the message, because if we can see the message and we can hear what the message was saying, I think it will tell us everything that we need to know. I think that's where the answer is for me, okay? But when it comes to speculation and everything, we can speculate because we all want answers and everything, okay? Let's go.
Is it me? Am I totally lost? If I'm totally lost, guys, please, you are welcome to go into the comment section and correct me. But something is smelling fishy here. It's fishy here. And how was the reporting of Nathi, or the missing of Nathi Mthethwa was not reported? How is it possible that nobody actually reported that, guys, the ambassador of South Africa to France is missing in France? Why are we only learning now that Mr. Nathi Mthethwa was reported missing before his body was found? He was missing before his body was found. What does it sound like?
Yeah, like I said on my side, you know, missing before his body was found. Chances are his body was, Mr. Mthethwa was missing because he was already gone, right? That means they couldn't find him because he was gone, right? Because he fell, and if where he fell, maybe they couldn't see where he was, and then that is when they started to say, remember guys, this is a reporting. This is a reporting from media. They get the information wherever they get it. They don't have the whole thing. They don't have the whole full story. So they are reporting based on whatever that they know, take from online and everything like that. Okay. For me, guys, the one that will make sense is the missing part comes in when he was gone already. Okay. Because if he was not gone, I think they would know where he is. But because maybe they checked the hotel, gone. You know, no one in the hotel, and then they started to search. That's what will make sense to me. I don't know.
The local French officials confirmed that Mthethwa's phone last made contact around 3 p.m. on Monday. A quote, fearing a possible suicide, the police supported by a dog squad searched the woods in the western Paris, reported the UK Daily Star. Quote, reported the UK Daily Star, the message sent to his wife has not been made public. President Cyril Ramaphosa has expressed deep sorrow over the ambassador's sudden passing.
Skipper.
Fearing a possible suicide.
Yeah.
Fearing a possible suicide. And guys, I am not saying that people who are well off are not capable of killing themselves. Of course they are.
Oh, okay. Before he goes on, because he's going to talk about a very important point, fearing a possible suicide. Could it be that that's why, ladies and gentlemen, you need to think, okay? Fearing a possible suicide. Could it be that the message maybe, even though it was not published, because of this article saying all of that. Now, the article is quoting. It says, local French officials confirmed, okay, that Mthethwa's phone last made contact around 3 p.m. on Monday near the Boyloin, fearing a possible suicide. Could it be that the message that was sent to the wife, it was related to a suicide message? You see, that's why you need to get my point. The police, supported by a dog squad, then they began to search. I wouldn't be surprised if the message you will let me know, ladies and gentlemen, next time when we find out the message, when the message is published, so that we can tell. I can promise you, it sounds like, with the statement there at the bottom, it sounds like the message from the wife, it was a suicidal message. Okay? Fearing a possible, I'm not saying it was, I'm just speculating that it might be because of that sentence. Fearing a possible suicide. They saw the message, and the message is like, maybe I'm tired, I want to die, I want to go, I want to, and then they started to say, he's going to want to kill him, bruh, let's move, let's get in, and then they started to search. Some maybe of the police, they were thinking, I think he's already done it. They started with the dogs and everything and all of that. Okay, that's what I'm just saying. Let's listen to Mr. Mawasumi.
But right now, like, it doesn't sound all right. It doesn't sound all right. And now, when you go on social media, the conspiracy theorists have already started. The conspiracy theorists have already started because last week, General Ntantla Mkhwanazi also spoke about the political interference that actually happened there in the South African Police Service, more especially when Nathi Mthethwa was the Minister of Police. So now, there are people on social media that are saying, no, Nathi Mthethwa knows that he was going to be summoned to the commission, and there are people that do not want Nathi Mthethwa to speak. And these are people that actually made sure that Nathi Mthethwa cannot speak. Now, this clip of General Ntantla Mkhwanazi is making the rounds again to say that, guys, so what if the syndicates, because now you are talking about the people that are extremely wealthy. And these people right now, they are being exposed left, right, and center. You saw, guys, yesterday, the text of Brown Mkhotsi and Ket Matlala. Brown Mkhotsi basically asking Ket Matlala to send him some money. Like, what is this? Brown Mkhotsi asking Ket Matlala to send him 15,000 to entertain some people somewhere. And Ket Matlala not being happy with the Brown Mkhotsi, because Brown Mkhotsi apparently he was not delivering what he was supposed to deliver. So now a lot is being exposed. A lot is being exposed. And there are people that genuinely believe that Nathi Mthethwa was going to be called at the commission, and maybe Nathi Mthethwa was actually going to speak, and there are people that cannot afford the former Minister of Police to actually speak about what was happening. These are just things that people are throwing out in the air. And like I said when I started this clip, that these are the consequences of these people not being straightforward with us. Because if these people had been straightforward with us, none of these conspiracies would have actually, we would be hearing about none of these conspiracies. But unfortunately, this is where we are. Guys, this is what General Nathi Mthethwa said about the former.
Okay, before he goes on there, he spoke about a very big point which is important. The point of Mr. Mthethwa, you know, like, why he doesn't think that a person like Mr. Mthethwa, with everything going well for himself, for him and everything, he would like commit suicide. Let me tell you, my brother, hey, men are going through a lot. Let me tell you something, people, they can, men sometimes, yo guys, it's possible actually, it's possible. And it could be also because of because even if you are an ambassador in a certain country, or in a country in Europe, don't think that because you are there and then everything is it's good, it's okay, and everything like that, that means you are enjoying. Chances are the guy, maybe, you know, chances are, you know, I miss home, and you know this thing, blah blah, and now there is this thing of Mr. Mkhwanazi, hey, what, you, I can't go back, oh, whatever, and they will summon me, obviously, and then, you know, what. All I'm saying is, man, it's possible for a person who's got everything to actually commit suicide. It's possible, you know, because we don't handle things the same. There are other people that cannot handle pressure like that and all of it. But I'm not saying that he did that because of that, okay? But I'm just saying that it is possible for people to do that, okay? We are human beings at the end of the day. But let's listen to the king.
Police Minister Nathi Mthethwa.
Julie must be charged. She wants to withdraw that letter. So when I asked her, but why you want to withdraw the letter of a criminal case? You've read the case and you wrote to me and you say, Julie must go and face the music. Why do you want to withdraw it? And she said, no. It's my career now in line. So I need to withdraw that. I made a wrong decision. I should not have said Julie must be charged. Which means she touched the wrong people in the higher echelon of maybe within the police structures or in government that did not want Julie to be charged. And I refused to come back and withdraw the letter. And then I received a phone call from the Minister of Police, Nathi Mthethwa, commissioners. I went to his residence in Waterkloof. And when I arrived there, the Inspector General is sitting on one side of the table, Mr. Mthethwa is sitting on the other side of the table. The minister says to me that I forced the Inspector General of Intelligence to write the letter that says, Mkhwebi is wrong, this matter must go to court. She said, I forced her. Then I told her, I said, no, Minister, Advocate Khateb is an old woman. She's an advocate. How can I point a gun at her and force her to write a letter? Besides, when this letter was written in her office, and she actually is not the author of the letter. The author of the letter is Advocate J. Governor, who is an experienced prosecutor person who's working in that office. She's the one that drafted the letter. Not you, not the Inspector General of Intelligence. The minister didn't want to hear any of that. A simple say, must stop prosecuting Mdluli, or must stop disciplinary case against Mdluli. Now, if we talk about political interference, that was the worst I've ever experienced. At that time, Commissioner,
I mean, like, it is very telling that General Nathi Mthethwa made this point that it was the worst political interference.
Experienced. At that time, Commissioner, I come from the specialized operation. The only thing I know is to chase criminals. And I'm promoted to become the acting National Commissioner, and I'm confronted with this in front of me. And I said, but this is not what I signed for when I joined the police. This can't be right. The minister can't give me these instructions. Then I said to the minister, maybe you brought me into this position and you thought you were going to use me as a pawn because perhaps of my age or whatever, but you are wrong. I'm not going to do that.
So,
Wait. This reminds me of Mr. Gigaba. Remember Mr. Gigaba in an interview, he said, speaking about the Youth League, to say the ANC or some of the ANC old people, I don't know now, but when they were still Youth League, whatever, Mr. Gigaba, like they used to use young people, you know, I don't know, to gain whatever, to do whatever and everything. And when Mr. Mkhwanazi says this, it actually now makes sense. Even those that are in the government, it seems like when they wanted, they would employ people or put people in position with an intention to say, you are going to do what I say, you are not going to do 1, 2, 3. I am your boss. You will listen to me. Whatever I say, it goes. That means you will be on my side. You know? That's what I've... It seems like politicians, that's how they operate. Unfortunately. You know? It seems like everyone who's in position in politics, they employ people that will be on their favor. That is why I've always said, in politics, in parties, people, they've got their own favorite people. That's why some of them, they vote for them to be a president, to be whatever, because they know they will get something out of them. And those people who are leaders, sometimes they promise people, if you can mobilize these people, whatever, I will give you 1, 2, 3. And then unfortunately, when a person is employed there, even though the person doesn't qualify, even though a person is not a right person to be there, even though a person is followed by some scandals, is followed by all these things, corruption and stuff like that, people, they end up being in positions because they were promised. I think, guys, we need to change. I think South Africa needs to change. Somehow, somewhere, somebody, something must break. We cannot have a country operating like this, guys. I am very sorry. If it takes us to have a, just like what, who said that? I forgot who said it. Like, we need a military something body. Like people like Traore, something that is going to be like strong. Man, guys, I'm very sorry. Anything that will make the country work, I'm for it.
Many people actually believe that the death of Nathi Mthethwa actually has something to do with this. This is what people are saying. But me, guys, I don't want to lie. I am more interested in learning about this text that Nathi Mthethwa has actually sent to his wife. I want to know what is it exactly that Nathi Mthethwa sent to his wife, because it sounds like...
Okay, I think Mr. Mabaso is going to finish here. Okay, listen. All I can say, guys, is I don't like, speculating a lot, but I like to talk about stories that are out there, and I like stories that will make you to be thinking and everything like that, right? But I'm not going to sit here and behave as if I know what is going on. No one knows, okay? I think the most important thing that is going to be very important than anything else, is the message. And my speculation, according to what I've read under that quote, to say fear of committing suicide, right? That's what tells me that maybe on the message that they have seen, maybe it prompted them to start searching, because maybe they were thinking already he has committed, or maybe he's thinking of doing it, whatever. Okay, and then he started to search. That is what is my speculation based on the message. I don't know. We will see when the time goes on. We hope that the French people, they don't take long, they don't take forever or anything, okay? Now, whether Mr. Mthethwa, if it was a suicide, of course, if it was, and then maybe if people say it was based on what Mr. Mkhwanazi said, whatever, and everything, we will never know, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, I'm not going to sit here as if like I know what went down, okay? We are all waiting to see what's going to happen. Have a fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. You know Mr. Mabaso, right? 360 Experience channel. You can go and check that out and watch, subscribe there, and like his video and stuff like that. He's doing well, the brother. Have a fantastic day, ladies and gentlemen. We are down and we are out.